Hey everyone, Jeff here at Ben's Place. Thanks for clicking on my video. Today I wanted to talk about a dog named Maddie. She had a huge influence in inspiring me and motivating me to start the sanctuary. And her story, maybe more than all the others, is one that deserves to be told. Thank you again for your ongoing support. And this is a story about my Maddie. The shelter I was volunteering at in Costa Rica got a call one day from a local restaurant owner about a dog who had been sniffing around his dumpster looking for scraps of food. When they went to get her, Maddie was malnourished, emaciated, and she had big open lesions on her back and at the base of her tail from botfly bites. And of course she had all the usual ailments of dogs in the tropics, things like tick fever and anemia. It was a miracle that they were able to nurse her back to health. Just a testament to the skill of the vet care and the love that the shelter, Sally and all them at the shelter provides the dogs there. As Maddie got better, her personality started to come through, and oh, what a dog she was. She was strong and independent and willful and tough. She didn't take any nonsense from anyone, and very soon she became the matriarch of the pack there at the shelter. She loved to hunt and follow a scent. On her walk, she would have her nose down and her tail up in the air, wagging a mile a minute, and there was just no calling her off once she found a scent. On the beach, she'd dig for something, and she would dig a hole so fast, pretty soon she was buried in it, and all you could see was her tail sticking up, and she was just the happiest dog doing that. She was aloof and pretty independent, except when she wasn't. There were times when she would want affection and there was no stopping her. She would nose other dogs out of the way and force herself up against your side and flop on her back and just demand a belly rub. She was very strong-minded and strong-willed, and what Maddie wanted to do is what Maddie did. Obviously, I fell for Maddie hard when I was there with her. When it was time for me to come back to North America, she was still too sick to travel. I couldn't bring her with me. And in the months that followed, nobody adopted her. All the other dogs kept going, and she kept getting overlooked. And I was angry about that. It hurt me. It was wrong that such a wonderful, amazing, beautiful, deserving senior was stuck there at the shelter, and all the other dogs kept getting adopted before her. And looking back, it was then that the idea that, hey, I need to do something about this really started in my mind. It wasn't until March of 2022 that I was able to adopt her. And with the help of some volunteers, and yes, this is a shout out to you, Stuart and Jill, I was able to bring her up to New York. That first night together, it wasn't a TikTok video of long lost dog and friend finally reunite. In typical Maddie fashion, she was very stoic, she was very reserved, she just took it all in. Until one point in the evening, right out of the blue, she just leapt up out of the floor, leapt up into the chair I was sitting on, and leaned right into me. That spring and summer together, Maddie she just thrived. You ever have periods of your life that are just perfect? That was that spring and summer. The place I was living was surrounded by farmers' fields, and we spent that whole spring and summer just walking and roaming in those fields. And Maddie was so happy. She would run through those fields. Of course, remember, she's such a hunter. She would have her nose down, and she ran from groundhog hole to groundhog hole. And her whole little tail, her tail just never stopped wagging the whole time. There was a pond out back in the middle of one of those fields, and we'd go to that pond, and she would run around and around and around that pond with her nose down, just following the scents. And she was such a happy dog. At night, I'd come home and give her treats, and she and the two other dogs would flop down on the bed with me, and we'd just watch Netflix or do nothing. And it was so perfect. And that summer I realized that experience of rescuing her and giving her this beautiful life was so rewarding and so fulfilling that I just wanted to do more of that. And moreover, I wanted Maddie to have a place of her own. I wanted her to have a yard where she could run free, She could go outside and follow all the scents she wanted day in, day out. She could just have a place that was wide open and just be a happy dog. And so I bought the place where we are now, and I decided that, okay, we're going to not only give Maddie this home, but we're going to do this for other dogs as well. In the weeks before closing, I went to visit my parents up in Canada. And at that visit, Maddie she was just a dog. She was every happy Labrador suburban dog that you've ever met. She woke up in the morning and she came and gave everybody kisses, and she went outside and trot, trot, trot and did her business and came inside and had her breakfast and curled up at someone's feet. And she was just so happy. She was just such a normal, happy dog. To see her that way after the life she had lived and the things she had been through, it was so fulfilling and so rewarding. In those moments, I was richer than Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and everybody combined. It was so wonderful to see her as such a happy, normal, perfect little dog. It just made my heart so full. And then we came back to New York, and her kidneys failed. I don't know if she got into something or if she had had this problem all along. I took her to the hospital at Cornell. She was there for a day or two, and just despite the best medicine that she could get, I had to let her go about 10 days before we moved into the house. I know that I gave her the best life I could. And I know that part of being human is to accept that things don't go the way you plan, despite all you've done. But there will always be a part of me that mourns the fact that the dog that inspired this sanctuary never got a chance to see it or enjoy it. I have to believe that the love that I have for Maddie, that we all have for Maddie, in the end it was enough. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. I'm Jeff, and this is Ben's Place.